Reports of Tay-K going insane and lashing out from jail just leaked, and what he did will shock you. Jail has turned Tay-K crazy, and it's not even on a light note. It also did not start with the murder cases or the long sentences. It started with Rugrats. Behind bars, while already facing decades in prison, prosecutors and jail officials said Tay-K began trying to form his own gang inside, a group he allegedly called the Rugrats. Authorities claimed he was laying out structure, rules, and loyalty, attempting to organize inmates while already locked up, which immediately raised alarms inside the facility. By the time those allegations surfaced, Tay-K was already deep into the system. He had been arrested after cutting off his ankle monitor in 2017 and going on the run, documenting it all online while releasing The Race. When U.S. Marshals finally caught him in New Jersey, investigators testified that he tried to avoid jail by claiming he had swallowed a bottle of pills. When that did not work, he told medical staff and officers that he was hearing voices in his head. He was taken to a hospital, evaluated, and even held briefly in a psychiatric ward under guard. The tests came back negative, and authorities testified that the claims were not supported, but the episode followed him into the courtroom and into public discussion. Once extradited back to Texas, Tay-K's behavior in custody became part of the case record. Correctional officers later testified that he was disruptive and confrontational while incarcerated. According to prosecutors, he taunted staff, tried to grab officers, threw wet toilet paper at inmates, and refused to comply with commands. At one point, authorities said he was found with a cell phone in jail, a serious felony offense that added another charge to his growing list of problems. During a jail call interview that aired publicly, he slipped up by mentioning listening to music on an iPad, which led to him being disciplined and placed in more restrictive conditions. Photos that surfaced later showed Tay-K wearing what appeared to be an anti-suicide smock, sparking concern that his mental state was deteriorating. His manager later claimed the outfit was part of a tactic to escape harsh treatment in solitary confinement, saying Tay-K pretended he was losing control to avoid conditions inside. That explanation did little to calm speculation, especially as reports continued to describe him spending long periods locked down, with limited movement and only brief access to recreation. All of this unfolded while his legal situation was getting worse. In 2019, Tay-K was convicted for his role in a 2016 home invasion that left 21-year-old Ethan Walker dead. He was only 16 at the time of the crime. Prosecutors said the robbery was drug-related and involved multiple people. Although Tay-K did not pull the trigger, he was found guilty of murder and aggravated robbery. He was sentenced to 55 years in prison, with additional time added for other robbery counts. He avoided a capital murder conviction in that case, which would have carried an automatic life sentence, but the time was still crushing. While serving that sentence, Tay-K was also being prosecuted for a second killing that happened while he was on the run. In April 2017, he and others picked up 23-year-old photographer Mark Anthony Saldivar under the pretense of a photo shoot in San Antonio. According to testimony, during the drive, Saldivar was robbed at gunpoint of his camera and equipment. When the situation escalated outside a mall, Saldivar was shot and killed. Witnesses inside the vehicle testified about what happened, and prosecutors argued Tay-K was directly involved. His defense challenged the investigation and the reliance on witness statements, but the jury found him guilty of murder, though not capital murder. That second conviction added another 80 years to his already massive sentence. By April 2025, Tay-K had been convicted of murder for the second time. Combined with his earlier sentence, he now faces the possibility of spending most of his life behind bars. The irony is that his biggest song, The Race, was released while he was on the run from the law, and its lyrics and video were later used by prosecutors to argue that he showed no remorse and glorified his actions. In court, the judge acknowledged that Tay-K came from a troubled background, including childhood abuse, but ruled that those factors